I have brutal stage fright. And I'm not exaggerating. I would get so anxious I couldn't sleep days before going on stage. I would do everything to avoid that. And I would have to go on stage. My voice would be shaking. My hands would be sweaty. My mouth would dry up. And I basically be just planning how to get away from there, making plans how to get through this door or that door and simply run away. And the worst part is I was convinced this was a major weakness. I thought I was born that way. I thought I couldn't do anything about it. And it made me feel so weak. But here's the thing. It's not weakness. In fact, stage fright has something really good to it, because stage fright tells you that you belong on that very stage you're about to step on. It means this is your stage and this is the right stage. Now, you're probably saying, wait, that doesn't make sense. But hang on. Let me explain. Now, first of all, I want to get your mind straight to this. And for this, I want to take you back to something you've probably experienced yourself. Dating. Now, you probably know this. When you go on a date and you meet someone for the first time, this can go two ways. Number one is, well, you meet someone, you talk to them, and you pretty much feel nothing. Or you hold hands, or you kiss, or, well, you do whatever you do on a date. If you feel nothing, no butterflies, no anxiousness, no excitement, that's pretty much a really clear sign that that's not the right person for you. And then for me, for example, I had that. And then one day I met my wife. And suddenly everything was tingling, everything was great, everything felt so exciting. It was just, And that was my body telling me, that's the one, she's the one, that's the right one. And that's something I had to think about so often. Because, to be honest, it's pretty much the same feeling when going on stage. Because this excitement, it's nothing else than your mind telling you, this is the right stage for you. This is the stage that matters. This is the stage that's important. And this is the stage that's near and dear to your heart. And that's something I always like referring to shortly before I go on stage, thinking, hey, would I have married a woman where I feel nothing? No, of course not. And that's the same thing. Do I want to go on a stage where I feel absolutely nothing? No. Because why would I want to go on a stage that seemingly doesn't matter to me? So the first thing I found for me is stage fright is nothing else than my mind and my body telling me, this is the right stage. This matters. Let's give it our all. But what's actually happening there? Now, let's just simply break it down and say, well, why do we feel that way? Here's the thing. It's not just mental, but actually triggered by that. It's a simple biological thing happening in your body. Your sympathetic nerve system. That was a complicated word. I've practiced that a little bit. So there you go. Sympathetic nerve system. Now, what happens with the sympathetic nervous system? Your chest tightens. Your breathing gets faster and faster. Your stomach kind of wants to turn. And all you want to do is run away. That's when your fight and flight kicks in. You can do a lot of reading about that. Not now, but like in a couple of minutes. But that's essentially your body trying to protect you. And that makes perfect sense if there's a real danger, a bodily harm. Let's say you're swimming in the water and a shark comes to you. That's exactly what you want to have. It prepares you to fight for your life or simply run away. But that doesn't really make a lot of sense when being on stage or when preparing just about backstage. But there's the polar opposite of that, and that's the parasympathetic nervous system. And here's the good news. There is a very simple way to switch it on. You got to think, when are you in absolute safety? Well, actually, when you're about to go asleep. Here's the thing. Back in the day, like really back in the day, when we were roaming the woods, chasing wild animals and whatnot, the only place where we felt safe was the place where we'd go to sleep. And that's where something really special happens. You lie down, you relax, you know you're safe. And suddenly, your body changes its breathing pattern. You don't breathe from here, because when you're stressed out, you breathe from right up here. Let's call this high and tight breathing. You're anxious. That's what you do. But when you relax, you start breathing from somewhere else. Down there. Not really down there, but your belly. And that's the thing. I want you to, tonight, when you lie down, when you're about to go to sleep, put your hands on your belly, and you'll notice shortly before you go to sleep, your belly's suddenly going to start lifting and going down, lifting and going down. That's when your parasympathetic nervous system takes over, and this relaxes you. It lowers your heart rate. It improves your digestion. It doesn't want to make you run away anymore. So we just figured out that happens when you start breathing from your belly. And that's something you have to learn to do intentionally. And this is the trick. So step 2 in mastering your anxiety, your stage fright, is practicing belly breathing. There's a ton of amazing videos out there and medium amazing videos. So look out what works for you. Just lie on your bed. Wait until you're about to fall asleep and you notice how this is happening. It's something we do every night. We just kind of forget how that works. You can also practice it in a simple way. Just stand straight and try and squeeze your belly out and then pull it in. And what this does is it tells your body and your mind you are safe. And you'll do one breath. You're going to go, well, this is not working. A second one, you go, ooh. A third. And bit by bit, you'll suddenly feel how you start to relax. And all this fight or flight is instantly switched off. And that's a beautiful way how to master all of this. And there's one more step remaining. Now, in the moment of nervousness, anxiety, when you walk out on stage, there's an emotional part of your brain that's basically planning horrendous scenarios, what's going to happen, what's going to wrong, and how to ideally flee the scene. But I want to make one promise to you and give you a simple tip on this. Just start talking. Just start talking about what you want to talk about. It's that simple. And what's going to happen is by starting to deliver your lines, by starting talking about what you believe in, your emotional brain, that's still going ballistic, will slowly be pushed aside by your rational brain. And bit by bit, this is going to take over until you are fully switched on and focused and there where you need to be, there where you need to belong, and right there delivering peak performance on stage. This might take 10 seconds, it might take 20 seconds, or maybe 30. But I promise to you, it is going to work and you are going to be fine. Trust me, I've tried that hundreds of times and it worked. I even pushed it so far that I did this in free flight. Yes, while jumping out of an aeroplane, I became the first person to pitch in free fall. You'll find that video somewhere in my video links, but the point is, it works every single time. So what you need to do is understand it's perfectly fine to be nervous and to have stage fright. Understand that this is actually your brain telling you what's going on. Also understand the biological factors behind this and the switch you can use to personally manipulate this and switch it off. That's a real superpower. And then to understand, just start talking because it's going to push your emotional brain to the side and switch on your rational brain. And then you will be fine. Oh, and I got so carried away. Here's one more thing. If you're still watching at this point in time, if you think, hey, this kind of helped, you might want to help me a little as well. You know how this works. Hit the like button, maybe even subscribe, maybe even comment and say this kind of helped, or hey, there's something else I know that works as well. That would be really good because Yeah, there'll be quite a few more videos coming exactly on that topic, because that's the stuff I wish I would have heard 15, 20, 25 years ago. And that's the stuff I'm making now exactly for you. In that sense, stay safe, take care, and see you next time. Thank you, and bye-bye.